Today I'm going to give you 5 things where men go wrong at when it comes to women. Number 1 is letting her play the victim. Now, a lot of men are always apologizing to their woman over stuff that they've done nothing wrong on. If your woman cannot own up to her mistakes, then that's not the type of woman that you need to be with. You should not be the one apologizing for everything, especially when you've done nothing wrong. Number 2 is letting her play you like you're stupid. Now, you have a nice head on your shoulders. Let's use it. Don't let her play with your intelligence. No, scratch that. Don't even stick around to be with a woman that's gonna play with your intelligence. Number 3 is letting her do what she wants when she wants. Now, when you let a woman start doing what she wants whenever she wants, she's gonna do that. And the minute that you try and be like, hey, I really don't want you to do that, she's gonna make you seem like you're the bad guy, because it's like, you let me do it all before, why are you trying to control me now? It's not about control, it's about respect. Once you get into a relationship, your decisions are not your own anymore. Number 4 is letting her talk to you any kind of way. Now, you get enough of that at your job and not in these streets. You do not need to take that from your woman. It's either she's gonna learn how to talk to you or she's gonna have to learn how to live without you. Number 5 is giving her everything that she wants. I say this because once you start spoiling your woman, she gets used to that. I'm not saying don't spoil her at all, just don't make it an everyday thing, because there may come a time where you can't spoil her, and that's gonna be weird to her, because it's like, you did it all before, why you can't do it now? And that may cause problems depending on what type of woman you have.
Nigga, what?
Moral of the story, you cannot start off a beta in a relationship and then try to go alpha in the middle of the relationship because you feel like you've been done wrong. Sorry, that's a relationship you're gonna have to scratch and you're gonna have to get out. Now, the reason why most men do fall for these tricks, like she said at the beginning, do not allow her to play victim. You have to realize, when a woman is telling you that every guy that she dated before you was bad, it starts off at that conversation, because that's the conversation that keeps you in simp mode. Why does it keep you in simp mode? Every time you do something wrong, all she's going to do is compare it to a guy in her past that she told you hurted her. It's all manipulation. So at the beginning of the relationship, when she's playing victim, that's normally when you start simping, when you start letting her get away with things, when you start doing all these things and just letting her run free. It's because you feel like all the other guys before her tried to control her, because she got in their head first and said, all guys are like this, all the guys I meet are like this, all the guys I meet are like that. That's to get you to simp. Half of the stories coming out of her mouth are not even true. And you're going to realize that whenever you actually run across an ex-boyfriend. Most ex-boyfriends would tell you, I left her because of this. I left her because of that. I'm not with her because of this. But she's already gotten in your head and told him that he's a bad guy. Women start off at the beginning of the relationship. You must learn to spot the BS early. If you don't, you're going to be trying to change a player's game in the 9th inning. And that's typically when the relationship is either going to end or you're going to stay a permanent simp.
Statistically, right, 80% of women choose 20% of men when they're asked about their ideal partner, right? So 80% of women, there's a pool of 20% of men, roughly, right, who women want, okay? So 80% of women are dealing with 20% of men. And that's the reason why women think that men are trash, because those 20% of men have 80% of women to choose from. So they're gonna a lot of them are gonna exercise those options with those 80% of women. So a lot of the time, when you were saying, oh, the men that I dealt with are trash, you're dealing with trash men.
Yeah, of course.
Right, okay, so when you say the majority of men are trash, you said the majority of men are trash.
But it's not just my experience.
No, but the majority of men are good men. The majority of men are good men, but you don't want those men.
What?
Statistically, right?
He's absolutely right. And these are statistics that you guys understand as well, is that women are going to only like 20% of the guys. Women have always only like 20% of the guys. But yet we do have guys that want women to like them for things that women don't like them for. The same way women want men to like them for things that men don't like them for, which is what gives us these odds. When it's all said and done, the 20% of men that get the women are the guys that work the hardest and have the vision. Because when you stop and look at the richest men in the world and the most married men, none of these guys are good looking. None of these guys are just flat out the perfect guy in the world. It doesn't work like that. If you look at a man who's been married for 30 or 40 plus years, he looks average. But why is it that he gets a woman and keep her for this long period of time? And why does he have choices? Because women like men who are providers. No matter what you do in your life as a man, you have to always look masculine and you have to always look like a provider. It don't mean going out buying all the flashy stuff, because a woman, when she's in survival mode, she's very conservative, which is why a lot of women who are gold diggers, they come from backgrounds where they didn't have money and didn't have a father to show them what a real man was. Women are only attracted to 20% of the men who represents leadership. Leadership. So you have to become the guy that women like. You don't complain that they don't like you. You adapt. A wise man told me, species who fail to adapt will go extinct.
But there was a point where sex was a chore. But everyone tells you like the best way to keep marriage alive is to have like a sexy sex life, like a steamy sex life. And I never really understood that or like felt that or knew why until we fell into the friend zone, where I was like, from the friend zone, it's gonna go one of two ways. It can go to the right or to the left. Let's say the right is good times, sex, love, steam. But to the left is like arguing, fighting, a problem.
Breaking up,
something like that. If we go to the left and we came from the friend zone, I don't have anything to look forward to. Why would I want to get out of that fight? You know, like if hope is somewhere you've been before, you're like, now we're fighting. I don't want to go back to the friend zone.
When it's all said and done, the relationship is not based on sex. You don't have to keep having steamy relationships and doing all the wild stuff. Next thing you know, if you fall for what she just said, it has to be steamy, you're going to be one of these white dudes paying black dudes to bang your girl out and put it on P-Hub. That's what happens. When you think that that's what a relationship is, no, your woman's gonna find an excuse to run free. And you see this all the time. You wanna maintain a good relationship, you and her sit down and have a plan. Majority of the relationship that lasts are not gonna be having sex every day. You don't believe me? Go ask a relationship that does last. You and her just have to have a chemistry bond. You have to like the same restaurants. You have to like doing the same thing. The relationship has to be active. You have to constantly be growing. When you take two boring people and you put them together because they're together out of loneliness, at some point there's going to be cheating because there's not a natural chemistry. People need to learn to adjust to real chemistry and not just looks, and stop paying attention to what people are telling you a relationship is supposed to be. Learn from the older people.
What do you mean?
Men these days
What do you mean by that?
know how to cook, know how to clean, have a good job, and know how to take care of themselves. They really don't need a woman. They like to have women around.
she's got a point.
Since a man can do all of that, what can a woman bring to the table?
That's a great question.
A lot of women say, I bring peace. He has his own peace.
I had a dog, and his name was Bingo.
It is looking very scary out here for a lot of women. You gotta use your brain and think about what can you do to help a
You
man.
have to bring loyalty, trust, understanding, communication, help him up when he is down.
I'm reminiscing the old days.
She has given you the cheat code to get a man and keep a man.
You ain't lying. I'm gonna hurt somebody.
If any of you ladies think that I am bashing you, then you are the problem.
It's funny because it's true.
I am trying to help women out.
But he's right.
You have to learn how to surrender and take accountability.
Don't it sound good when you say that? It sounds good saying, women, you have to learn to be women. You have to learn to do this. You have to learn to take accountability. You have to learn to do that. That only impresses the nigga that don't get no women. That's like saying, women, please just now you have to learn to be a woman and accept us. No, you got to learn to be a man that know how to get out here and get it. A woman's going to adjust to an alpha male. When it comes to a beta male, she's just going to borrow you for a little bit to get what she wants. Everybody in the world is on an individual playing field now. Everybody knows how to cook. Everybody knows how to clean. Everybody knows how to provide. When it's all said and done, you have a lot of women out here that are getting money too. And a lot of guys, you started to slack. And you're still pushing the women towards the 20% of guys that are choosing to work. That's what you have to understand. Once you start chasing the money, bettering yourself, you don't need a woman to come in and say what she can do. She will automatically adapt. That's the game of life. You do know how to do everything. You do need a woman. But going on vacation by yourself sucks. Laying up at night sucks. Knowing you want to be in a relationship but pretending that you're happy to be happy, that sucks. Why? Because you keep coming back to the internet. That sucks. People that are busy, they not even watching these videos.
You would never cheat on her? Never.
Huh? Wait, what'd you ask?
Would you ever cheat on him?
Yeah, I would, but he wouldn't.
Whoa.
Okay, a woman was asked, and the man was asked, would you ever cheat on her? She said, yes, I would cheat on him, but he would never cheat on me, which is what the plan is supposed to be, right? Typically, if you're a person who's bad and you know you bad and you have bad intentions, you're going to be looking for someone to run over. So before the relationship, she already knew I'm going to be in a relationship with a guy that I can do whatever it is I want to do. Why? Because I have masculine traits, and men have done this before. Yes, a lot of men do this. The only difference is that women can do it easier. A man has to work at it. That's what women are not understanding. Women want control, but you're not realizing that majority of what you're getting out of a man cannot get that out of a woman. It's not easy for a man to cheat. It is when you talk the intercourse part of taking off your clothes and doing it, but just having a woman ready to cheat with him, it doesn't work with men like it does with women. Women have more than enough guys to choose from. See, women try to play like everything is equal, but they have an advantage on the sexual side and men have the advantage on the financial side. It's just that men are allowing women to gain the financial side while men are not gaining the other side. That's what's happening in society. As a man now, that 20% of guys getting all the women is dropping to 10% of guys getting all the women. One, because most men are going their own way. They've been psychologically scarred. They've came online. They learned some information that changed their life. The others are just choosing to go to the other side. At this point, I feel bad for women because we still have a beret of guys that are complaining about women, but there's way more women out here that are desperate, hoping for a boyfriend. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.